Good morning to each and everybody, whoever is joining with us right now. And as we have talked about that today onwards, we're going to start the episode of John, book of John. See, for me and Subo, both of us, we have not done any sort of training of formal training of Bible study or Bible divinity classes or any theology, but also whatever we have learned by reading through Spirit, through God's words. Those things we're going to discuss, and please share, comment, share your views, and please put suggestions as well. Whatever you are thinking about our discussion and what more you can add to it, please share about that as well. And we would like to encourage you guys to come alongside and read the chapter of John, like episode of John and the book of John. So therefore it will be good for all of us, for you guys and also for us as well. So this morning let's we just pray and give thanks to our Almighty. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this morning that you have provided. Lord, thank you for the night sleep that you have provided, Lord. Lord, this time when we talk about your words, your scripture, Lord, be with us and just fill us with your Spirit, Lord Jesus, because we need that more than anything else. And your words, your scripture, Lord, that's empowering, Lord Jesus, that enable us to have the power, and that is the strongest thing which can save us. Your word is mighty to save us, Lord Jesus, from any situation, from any virus or from any bacteria or from anything, Lord, that we can ever imagine, any trials, any difficulties, Lord. Yes, Lord. Lord, it's just so immaculate. It's just so immaculate, Lord. Yes, Lord. Lord, we have to be slowly. We have to be in the Word, Lord Jesus. Yes, Lord. Just help us to be that. Help us to be that, Lord. Praying in mighty Jesus' name. Amen. So yes, there is no one like him, and we can ever imagine without him, without his name, anything could be possible. So as we said that we are going to John. Yeah. So yeah. So uh, in John, so the chapter of John means the book of John. The book of John is a gospel. We all know that there are four gospel, uh, like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So as I told before, neither Subho nor me, myself, have a degree or have a theology degree or any seminary degree or any Bible college background, uh, but also whatever we have learned by reading and all, we are trying to share here. So as you know, um, we have four gospels in Bible, in the New Testament, whereas Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Today especially we are trying to introduce John. Before starting from this evening, we're trying to introduce John, what we're going to read, and what we are expecting from the book of John, from this episode of John. So means was what you can expect as well, and what you can study, and what you can learn, and what we can learn also from your suggestions, from your comment, and from your views as well. So as we are talking about that, the Bible has four gospels: Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. But John is a little bit different. It is not a synoptic gospel. What is synoptic means? Synoptic is simply which are kind of similar in sense. বাংলায় বললে একই, ঠিক আছে. So it's not a synoptic gospel like Matthew, Mark, and Luke is. They are like these are synoptic gospels, but John is not a synoptic gospel. And so what we're going to see in this, like what we're going to read in the whole book of John, in this John episode. So in John, especially as it is a gospel, so especially we're going to see Jesus life and Jesus ministry, especially the whole time it will be there. Jesus life and Jesus ministry, how he has, like he have done his ministry, and from born to death even. And the characters we're going to find out here in John. We will get to see Mary Magdalene, and then Lazarus, and Lazarus sisters, Mary and Martha, and Pilate, and also like Jesus himself, definitely. And and definitely 12 disciples. John will talk about 12 disciples. So John is the book of John is here with us in the book of Bible, but it is written on 85 to 89 AD. Means it's not very much particularly clear about the timing when it is written. So when it was written, it is not particularly clear, but it's just they are 85 to 89 AD after death of Christ. So, and it is written by the disciple John around that time. So it was written so that all may believe in Jesus Christ, and this John also the gospel, and we know that when we hear the gospel, it changes our heart. It's help us to believe in God, help us to believe in Jesus. So John is also one of them, and as I said, it is not a synoptic gospel, and but also in John we'll get to see more of theological substance. Like, it is little hardcore gospel. It is not written in a dramatic or kind of like story sort of like other gospels you're going to find out, but it is more little bit theological substance are there. As in the beginning of the chapter we found out that regarding the first John 1:1, there was word, and word was with God, and what is God. So that is that particular thing. Means whenever I'm just sharing a little story about it. So where I struggled so much to accept these sort of statements in early stage, nearly 7 years ago, 8 years ago, in early stage, when I was learning about God and Jesus stuff and all. So it was really, I was really struggling that how it could be, like when the first statement is there is word, and what was with God, what is God, and like what is going on. So many of you probably would have think the same way, and also like in past you have thought same way. So but please share your views as well, that how did you feel when you have read the first time, and if you are sharing with someone for the first time, then how they are feeling as well. So if we read the first thing, like the John first chapter, first verse, Subho will probably read in English and Bengali as well. Do you have the English?
No.
Only Bengali, okay. So please read in Bengali as well. One, just only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So আদিতে বাক্য ছিলেন, বাক্য ঈশ্বরের সাথে ছিলেন এবং ঈশ্বরই বাক্য ছিলেন।
So I am also reading here. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then second and third it is saying, He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, and without Him not even one thing was made that has been made. So I really struggled here, that in the beginning there was word. How can the word become flesh, and how it becomes the flesh become God and all. So if we go back to the first book in Old Testament, first book of Bible is Genesis. Then in Genesis, if we read like Genesis chapter 1, there are several verses I can refer to. I'm not reading all the verses right now here, which is like 3, 6, 9, 11, 14, 20, 24 and 26. These verses, please, I'm repeating once again. Genesis 1, 3, 6, 9, 11, 14, 20, 24 and 26. So those verses, when you read, then it will be the vague picture will be a little bit clear here if you have a vague picture about it. So it, as it is said, that there are 5 points. Okay, we will conclude only in this particular. We have not started the chapter a whole way. We will not read the whole things and all. But today we are introductory, like introduction. We are doing the introduction. So introduction of the book of John. So the first just 2-3 verses we have picked up and we are sharing about it. And from this evening, when we will come live, we will start the chapter actually. So actually we will read through the words. So this is like pre-preparation. So there are 5 points which I have found out, means in my struggles. There are 5 points that we always consider in this first and the first, the 1:1, John 1:1. If we read it, and then the first thing comes, the number 1 is the word is someone who can be referred to as him. Okay, so in John 1:3 it is saying him. Okay, and then he was with God. Then again it is says John 1:1, and then number 3 it is saying he was God. So he was with God, and then it says he was God. And the 4th number which I consider is he existed in the beginning. So that is also a point. And the 5th point what I was struggling with, that everything was made through him. So the points are clear. So one is him, then him with God, and then he is God, and then he was God, and then in the beginning the existence was there, and then everything, if the existence of him was there, and then everything has been made through him. So let's see, when we talk about those, considering those 5 verses, 5 points, we get to see in Genesis 1:1, it says in the beginning. When we start the chapter, Genesis 1:1, it says in the beginning. So in the beginning there was
Word.
So you'll get to see that his existence was there. So it is started, the Genesis has been started like this. So, and the second one where it says, it refer us. Okay, in Genesis 1:26, it's refer us, the word us. So which means that whomever God is referring to, means when God is talking about us, the existence of us, so he is not, please don't be confused that there is 2-3 God. Okay, there is only one God. Okay, so he is referring himself only, and God is referring is also God, with God, and someone who can refer to by a personal pronoun. Hence, hereafter we can say that 3 points that we are talking about: existence of his existence, the word, someone who can be referred to as him, and then the second one, he was with God, and the third one, he was God. So 3 things are getting covered in Genesis 1:26. So if you read, please try to check back with that. So, and the refer of John, when we'll come to the chapter of John, means when we'll read through the words, we'll get to find out again the word become flesh as well. So there also we'll get to find out. So this is Holy Spirit mentioned that Genesis, all the things that we are going to study, it is already there in the Old Testament as well. So in Genesis first and the second verse is saying, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of waters. Okay, so he was there, his existence was there, and he was with him only, his spirit was hovering. So it's not unclear, it is not vague picture that whatever is John is saying here, it is really clear and really significant, because it is already been spoken in Old Testament as well, and he has cleared about his existence, he has cleared about the Spirit existent, he is clear about that they are the same, and he has clear about that how with word, he did not use any wand, magic wand, or any stick, that Genesis is not talking about that, and okay, there was God and God took a magic wand and say abracadabra kaboom, and then the universe or the world just existed. It's not like that. It says in Genesis, if we read, it says in Genesis that there was God in the beginning, the existence was there, and thereafter he spoke. So he spoke means his words, and the word became the place, and word became the things. Whenever he spoke, everything made. So word was with him, and the word was the Spirit as well, and word was the power as well. So he was with God. So it is very significant, and we will go through John, and this morning it is a very short span of time, and but also this evening we will be starting with John chapter 1, and we will read through the scripture and pick out the scripture and also discuss about it. So still then, just be blessed and have a good day. And the lockdown is going on worldwide, especially in our nation, and I'm just asking and praying and requesting so many people out there, please don't put violation, please don't put violation. Like there are so many videos, like only just violation. Like share some good things as well, good positive ones as well, because we need the means when you are sharing something, it would be good if you share some positive thing. It doesn't harm anyone, but the violation just grows and grows and grows. It doesn't grows better, it grows worst. So please don't put any videos or don't share, don't be in the merge of that, putting violations and panic things. So stay tuned with us, and if you are missing or your family or your relatives you want to share this video with, and starting this episode of John with your relatives, you can always refer the YouTube channel of Freedom Fellowship, and till then, be blessed. Have a blessed day ahead.